Hello, chat. How are you today? Hope you're doing awesome. I just got back home, so I'm jet lagged. All too yeah, but we I wanted to say hi to everyone and talk a little bit about the list because I got too many questions, so we can do them together instead. You know, that's way easier. Howard Colvin stamped the one, Chico, Raheem, TBC, Chico, Atlas Learner, Terry, That Boy Kala, Mello, Raheem, thank you so much for the sub and the 6 months. Great meeting you this weekend. It was great meeting you as well. I hope you had some safe travels back home. It was really good talking to you. What up, Cable? Hope you're all doing great. And thank you so much, by the way. Thank you. Thank you, Pedro. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. And similar shout. How does this deck do? This deck beat Vikavolt? I mean, it doesn't. So, I really hoped to not face much Vikavolt going into the weekend. I almost changed my deck choice because I was scared of Vikavolt, but then I was thinking, you know what? That's really silly, right? That's stupid. So I just decided to stick with it because it was the most consistent option of the Lost Unbox again. How many Gyros did you face? That seems to be the only meta you may have wanted to avoid. Yes, I found 2 and I lost to both. That was my 2 match losses. But with that said though, I think they were still they were pretty close games, honestly. They both banked on the fact that I didn't play Echo Horn though. If I and that won them the game because I didn't, right? So if it was an Echo Horn in this list, I think I would have beaten both the Gudras actually. That was like all it would have taken. Between the 4 ropes and the 4 cross switchers, the attack didn't really matter. So it was just all about them actually having something in play. Maybe I could have played a little bit different. I remember taking down Arceus. Maybe if I left that thing in play, so I had a target to escape rope back and forth on the Gudra, I would have been doing better against it. But thank you, Smithershot. You should go on a podcast to discuss the list. Yo, Melo, I will join your podcast and we'll talk about it. Thank you, Basuk, Katurtle. Yo, man, massive fan of the archetype, so hyped to hear what you have to say, dude. Congrats. Yo, thank you, Davros. Thank you. I almost successfully manipulated Thor. Thank God you didn't, Mello. Thank God you didn't. Thank you, Fertily. Thank you. But yeah, this was the list decided to play this weekend. It was a ton of fun. I was unsure how it would go going in, but the deck was testing so well for me online. And we even played this deck on stream. Or at least pretty close to it, I think. The four path version at the very least. It wasn't completely finished though when we played it. The cross switchers were added later, more heavy on the vacuum as well. It was a little bit different, but the concept was there. Salt Lake City, Lil, Mr. Reklev? Yes. I'll be going to Lil. I will not be going to Salt Lake. Salt Lake is in 2 weeks, and honestly, I'm just so stoked to be back home that if I have to leave my house in just a week again, I'll be really sad. So I will take that 1 extra week at home. Maybe we can do a viewer party or something of Salt Lake instead. That would also be fun. Yo, thank you, pretty sweet dude. How are you? My travels back were great, thanks. Hopefully yours was as good as well, and the jet lag isn't too bad. Yeah, I just arrived back home today, about 12, and I just went to sleep. So, so now it's the evening now, and I'm still tired enough to go to sleep again. So hopefully that will even out my schedule here. What decks do you consider a challenge for this deck? I mean, anything that can tank, right? So Gudra would be difficult, Duraludon is difficult, Vikavolt with item lock would obviously be super difficult. I tried that matchup, it's winnable, but it's very, very difficult. They're all winnable somehow, because you have so much speed, right? But they are very difficult. But you can, of course, tech against them, though. Like, Vikavolt is the hardest one to tech for, which makes it the most annoying one. But, like, Gudra and Duraludon, pretty easy techs. As long as you add in Echo Horn or two, then, like, you can play against them very fairly. Hate Vikavolt? Yes. I mean, a horrible matchup. Play way too many items, and all your things have not enough HP to live. Congrats, are you essentially just counting on cross-switching once per game, maybe twice if you're lucky? Yes, exactly. Like, with the way you're going through your deck, right, it's not a big deal, say, if you find double cross-switcher, and you have to discard one off of Comfey. Like, that would be a misconception with the list, if you think you have to use both the pairs. Like, in most games, you only have to use one pair, right? Using two pairs is very rarely something you have to do. Like, you can attack anywhere on the board, right? So you usually only do, like, the one cross-switcher with Shard. And even that you don't really have to do every game. But it's a very nice option to have. Because if you don't have it, your opponent can take massive advantage of it and just retreat around their Pokemon and make your life awkward. So it's a very good way of, like, checkmating your opponent. It's also something you can do, say if you're playing against Palkia, for example, right? Like in the finals, if you watch the finals first game, there was a point at the end of the game where I could have gone cross-switcher onto the fresh Palkia on the bench, knocked it out with Shard, and then left the damaged one in the active. And then it would have been like game on both of them. Or like, I would have had game with Sableye, no matter where the thing was on the board, and Charizard would also be able to knock it out. And that would be like their only attacker, right? I chose against it that time just because I was scared of cross-switcher canceling Cologne for game, so I went a more defensive approach, which also worked out. But it's just like really nice to have the option so you can close out the game. It was really crucial in my top 4 match against Zachary Crackler. That match wasn't streamed, but that was also like a really cool match. The cross-switcher did a lot for us. You think you'll be sticking with this deck going forward? I did a couple really ballsy calls with this list that only really worked because it's closed deck list. It's like one of my favorite things to do, honestly. I did the same thing when I won a regional with Mewtwo Shedinia. I played one switch in the Pikasek meta, and I was like, how will they know? They can't know, right? How will they know? So kind of same thing here. Like, the deck doesn't have Zigzagoon, and it doesn't have Echo Horn. Even though those are, like, so basic common sense in the deck, right? That your opponent will never even think about you not running them. So they would always play around them anyway. So it didn't really matter, right? So I feel like if your opponent thinks you have them and they try to play around them, then you will never really get to use them properly. And then you will always use that one extra turn anyway. And then again, they don't matter. So then I could get away with more consistency. If they knew I didn't have them, like now, then they could punish me hard. So now we have a problem. But it did its job for what it was supposed to do. But now maybe we need to, like, be less greedy with the consistency, I guess. Yo, thank you, Wolf Spirit, for the prime. Thank you. Torsten Arcustina, Pumpkaboo or Lost Vacuum. Pumpkaboo is searchable in Arcustina, so I like that one more. Thank you, Nick. Thank you. I know you don't play it, but Comfey or Pokegear first? Comfey first, then Pokegear, if you want maximum chance of finding a Colress. Link to a good Hisuian Surak V-Star deck. You try the one that got top 8 this weekend. Should be out on Limitless and RT9. People stacking 2 Horn in online tournaments right after you win. Yes, I can imagine. Colress or Comfey first? I mean, it depends, but if you want a general rule about it, I like to go Colress first. And like, my argument is really simple. It's picking 3 out of 5 is easier than 1 out of 2. So, like, it also depends what you're trying to accomplish, right? Like, if you're dead set on using Colress for turn, then sometimes there are an argument for you doing Comfey first. I also saw, like, the VIP pass argument that yeah, exactly, that Jake posted, and like, I can to a certain degree see that as well, but it also depends on your hand, right? Because if it's the first turn of the game, my goal is 5 bench Pokemon. If I have 1, I'm still gonna use both Comfey and Colors before I even want to VIP pass, right? Because you want to see as many basics as possible. You don't want to use VIP pass and then Colors anyway, because you want to see basics off of both the Comfey and the Colors. So the VIP pass argument there also like kind of falls on its head, because like you want to see the basics first anyway. You don't actually want to tin them because you want 5 of them. You don't want 3 or 4. You want all of them, right? More Goodra and Blissey shoving on the tournaments. Yeah, I can imagine. I especially think that this list has a much weaker matchup against Blissey. But I knew that going in though. Like this list deals way worse with Blissey having Pat in it instead of Pokestop. If you have 3 Pokestop and then 2 Vacuum instead, then you have 5 outs to kick the stuff you need for Shard to one-shot, right? This list only has 3 outs, because you need to kick both the tool they have attached, the cape, and this freaking Pat. So every time you want to KO a Blissey, you need to use 2 vacuums, and you only have 3, and you need to KO 3 Blisseys. That doesn't really work out, if you know what I mean, right? So that is a problem. So the Pokestop list is definitely way better against Blissey. But I didn't respect that matchup enough to like want to make that change when Pat was so much better against all other matchups again. Natural reaction from this turn into Salt Lake is to add Lost City against this. I mean, yeah, it depends on what deck though. I don't think like Lost City is that bad for this deck, because if you use all your attackers, like even if all of them get Lost Zoned, you still have 6 attackers. So that works. That's okay still. Thank you, Nina Daniel. And thank you, Vina. How are you? It was nice playing VMAX against this deck, so one of the top tables putting in work. Yeah, I like it's really good against the deck in general, but not against this version. Not against 4-Pat. Then 4-Pat turns off the Espeon. Same thing as Empoleon, where it doesn't really matter. I've actually faced Espeon, and first game they set it up, I put on Pat, and they did nothing the rest of the game, because they also were running Pat, so they didn't have much to kick it with, just a Pumpkaboo. And then second game, like they immediately just yeeted that thing in the discard pile because it was just like a bad 3-pricer in play, they said. I was like, yeah, I don't want it in play anymore. Like it does nothing, right? So I might as well just discard it. Which I found really funny because it was like the hard counter, right? And just like immediately hit the discard pile. Yo, thank you, Team Change. Thanks to you, my friend, I'm playing against your deck right now all over ladder. Awesome. That's excellent. I mean, this list isn't even that quote-unquote powerful. It's just very consistent, right? That's what I tried to do. But it doesn't have Zigzagoon, it doesn't have Echo Horn. It's a very like fair deck to play against. I would find it way more annoying playing against like the more teched out version, because you never really know what can happen, right? But this deck just does its job really well. Like it has very consistent openings. You see there's a million switching cards, right? So you are rarely bricking. Like you're only bricking if you can't find a single Comfey. If you find a Comfey, you can start looping and go brr, set up everything. Deck was 8 of 434 in last night's late night 6-2 piloted by Tate Whitesell. Yo, that's awesome. That's really, really cool. What were your day 1 losses? I lost to 2 Goodras, and that was it. Granted, both games were pretty close. It was a very uphill battle, and they were definitely not something I should have won anyway. So I tried my best. They got relatively close, but I lost the boat. If like, and I know an Echo Horn at the end of both of those games would have saved them though. But with no Echo Horn available, then that was a loss. I'm still like wondering if I should have run one in the first place, but I honestly have no clue what to cut, because in this list you essentially use every single card every single game, which is a problem when you're trying to find a card to cut, because all of the cards are so good, you know. Could get a switching card maybe. It sucks, but you could do it. Every time you draw into that Echo Horn, it would probably be like, man, I wish this was a card. But yeah, you know. Was it Lost Gudra or Arc Gudra you lost to? It was, both of them were Arc Gudra, I believe. What decks do you do badly against playing this deck? Yeah, Gudra. Vikavolt and Duraludon would be the big ones. I played Decklist and TCG live and breaked 5 out of 5 games with no VIP or Comfey in the starting hand element. The Shuffle Gods hated me. Yes, I mean, that's like the only quote-unquote like bottleneck with the deck, right? If you don't find a single Comfey, then you can break. But you have 12 outs for Comfey, and you also have 4 colors, and you have 2 Marnie. So you have 18 good cards you can start with to not break, essentially. And 18 is relatively high. That's high up in the 90s percentage, so you should be able to find one of them. I was playing the Japanese list since they came out. I was incredibly impressed by your choice of 60. How come you chose to play no Horn though? I was basically like just trying the deck over and over, and Horn was one of those like cards you could cut. There was not a must-have inclusion. I felt like they often ended up in lost on anyway, and like you can hit it at the opportune time, type of thing. Like I could always play without a Horn, even though Horn would be really good against, especially in some matchups, right? Like some matchups is necessary. You don't win without it, but it's one of the cards you can definitely play without. Can we now confirm Poland is a trash card that no one should play? Yeah, I almost lost in top 4 because I forgot that Poland was a card. I was a little bit tired, and then like I had one Comfey decision where I discarded my second pad, and then I played the other pad, and then Zachary like immediately goes double Empoleon, kick my stadium, and I'm sitting there like, oh my goodness, what did I do? And I spent the next 5 turns using Scratch and Sableye. I don't know how I won that game, but that was pretty crazy. Did double mana fee serve its purpose, or could it be cut for 1 Horn? Would it make the difference in the Guru matchup? I mean, it would 100% make the difference in the Guru matchup. 100%. 1 mana fee is risky if you don't play Heavy Ball, and it's also kind of risky with the ball setup. Then you might need to change the ball setup too. Because now there's 4 Crystal and 4 VIP pass. The only reason you get away with that is because you have 2 of both Cram and Mana Fee that you can't search out, but you kind of need them both in the early game. Shard you don't need before the late game until you're decked out anyway, so that doesn't matter. But in the early game for both Cram and Mana Fee, it's nice to have 2 of both of them, because you don't have any way to search them. So if you go down to 1 of them, then it's more scary. That reminds me, I should buy 2 more full art path. I mean, definitely, Mellow, definitely. It's better going second. Every time being able to play the supporter saved me. Or you did better going second every time. Yeah, like, I still went first every time I could with this deck, just because you can go turn 1 path, and that's alone is like good enough. And then you also get to use more Comfeys, depending on how strong your start is. But like, there's also the argument for if you go second, you can get Colorless, like use Colorless, and that's also your VIP pass turn, which you want to be more explosive. So it all depends on your start, what is best or not. It's a shame you can't look at your hand before picking. Yo, what's up, Paper? How are you? I lost in Poland because I couldn't find any path of rope. People sad. I'm so sorry. A single in Poland is trash? Yeah, definitely. A single in Poland is not worth playing at all, especially not now. But double in Poland is still okay. It's a hard commitment if the 4-path version catches on, though. I can't parcel the Sableye because then I just mill for vacuum. Yes. I also like this version with the triple vacuum because it naturally countered the counter again. With like the vacuum counters the parcel and the path counters like Espion VMAX and then Empoleon. It's like they counters all the counters, like those 2 cards, which was really fun. I lost to someone who tried to evolve Pumpkin into Bip, so you know I played well. I'm sorry, Paper. I heard about that. Yo, what's up, Brian Sir Solari? Thank you. What's up, Blaine? Wash Energy and Water decks might be good. I mean, for sure. Zachary was also playing Wash Energy in his Palkia Kyurem, which was really scary. The double Empoleon Wash Energy was scary to go up against. Even if I had like all the tools to solve it, it was scary to go up against. Yes, Wash Energy is really good. They're like, there's no doubt about it. You're getting the baby's passport soon from Vancouver, Mellow? Yo, let's go. That's excellent. That's perfect. Let's see, did I miss anyone? I think I answered like most of you. If I missed your question, please just like ask it again. Sorry, chat is going really fast for me. Excuse me, stream man, that wasn't at me. Stay in your lane. Okay. I will leave you alone to your own conversation. Did you have any other considerations for deck choice, or were you only on this? Like I spent most of my time testing the new Lawson engine because that was the new thing, right? Like testing more Poké and Teleon like didn't really amount to much. But I was pretty set on this for a little while. Yeah, I locked it in a week in advance. This time I managed to, which was cool. Remember when Tord played this deck day one, added 4 Pat, and said we beat every deck now? I mean, it was it was honestly true though. It was like that's it. Format solved. I know I like memed about it at the time, but you know what? It kind of worked, you know. I have more questions, but I feel like I should save them. I mean, I can answer them twice, Milo. If you want to do it now, we can do it later too. What do you think of Omnipok Joe's suggestion that the Miltank edition could significantly increase Gudra matchups, presumably drop a Pat? I mean, that might actually be true though. Do Gudra Arceus have any out to Miltank and all, or do they just take that loss? I think they just take that loss, right? Might be fine to do. As the one Echo Horn solves that matchup on its own though. Like that's good enough. You don't need anything else. That's enough. Yes, see you in Versailles, Darkrai. I agree double Manaphy is necessary, but does this mean Urshi Academy has closed? People say no. I mean, I was actually considering going back and see if we could do more with Urshi now that I have a little bit more time to test. Because Urshi is definitely one of those decks that need more time, you know, to work properly. Palkia with Kulong scary or no? Benching double Manaphy sounds so sad, but you can definitely do it though. Like you can bench double Manaphy. The thing with Palkia with Kulong is that it's a reasonably big combo, especially under Pat, and when you don't have access to Sobbles. This deck can relatively easily get to 10, turn 2, and use Sableye to kill all the Sobbles. And it also plays double Marnie. So you should be able to deny their Greninja combo fairly easily as well. So one Manaphy should be fine, and if you really need it, if your opponent has that like God setup, then you can bench the second Manaphy to protect yourself. I think most of the cases, you should be able to just like outspeed and break your opponent by targeting their engine, so they can't really get to the combo. But of course, it's a little bit scary. Like in the finals, I was like constantly considering like, okay, can he pull it off now? Can he pull it off now, right? Because that was like my opponent's only win condition. If they don't pull off that play, you just outtrade them. You trade way better than them. Like the Shard can come in the late game and just swing for prices, and they can do absolutely nothing about it. They need that Kulong play to win the game. Do you feel it's better to go first or second with this? Like, I think the only matchup I would consider going second would be the Mirror. But even then, like going first and getting the turn to Sableye is still better again. So it's awkward. Depends on your opening hand, right? So, like, I would go first blindly every time at the very least. Lost on Urshi is something Joe and I have talked about a lot. I can imagine. Congrats for victory in the regional tour. Yo, thank you, Urieki. Thank you. 70 HP Sobble stunks go brr. Yeah, I mean, 70 HP Sobble would definitely help. It's still difficult to keep them on board though, gonna be honest. Like 2 Sableye attacks still gets rid of basically everything that's on the board there. Is this good for my tournament in 20 minutes? Yeah, it's definitely fine, Jesper. Just like add 1 Echo Horn, because you're playing open deck list, so you can't count on them not knowing, you know? So this is a closed deck list type of list, you know? That's a lie. Marnie Pat cross switch only works if it's third. I mean, maybe like it's just playing your outs, right? Like your percentages. Technically, it should work for everyone, but sometimes it doesn't. Wait, I have a question, Tor. Did I order my baby Gudra already? Wait, why? Like the stage 2 one? I don't think so. Do you need it? 70 HP Soul's correct, right, Tord? Yes, I think so. It feels so bad opening with the 70 HP Soul not being able to keep calling, and then just sit there looking silly with like your one Soul getting KO'd. And you're like, man, I wish I had 4 Souls in play now instead of this one thing with 10 more HP. So the trade-off is horrible. But it does help though, depending on your start. Do you think if turn 1 can't be a P-Pass, it's hard to find out to Cramont or Manphy because the list is no quick ball? I mean, yes, obviously. Like you need a VIP pass early to like ensure you got access to them, but you can still draw into them naturally. That's why it's so important to play 2 of them. I think through the course of the first 2 turns, you should be able to draw through at least half your decks, even though you can't find any VIP pass turn 1, you still have a like about 75% chance of seeing one over the 2 turns anyway, even with your VIP pass failing you. So it should be high enough, but that's why it's so important to have like 2 of both of them, or else this doesn't really work. Then you have to change up the ball lineup. There's that quick ball is such a bad card in this. You never have anything you can discard, not a single card. If you're blessed enough to have a VIP pass later in your hand somehow, because you just top deck it for turn, because otherwise you'll always end up in Lost On anyway, right? If you're blessed enough to have one, that card is your Lost Vacuum card target. Like, you already have a way to get rid of that, and you've been looking for that, like, poor card to, like, this eat for a long time anyway, so... Like, Quick Ball never has a single target, like, ever. There's nothing you can discard. Like, in any matchup. It's weird. I'll trust you and order a baby Gudra with my gold pet. Alright, let's go, Mello. Hey boss, do you think people will heavily counter this deck in Salt Lake? Yes, I think so. So I think you need to put in more power level here. You're playing close deck list but streaming it? Alright, cool. Congrats, Jordan, was hyped. I've had to see you on the main stage and super hyped during last match. Yo, awesome, thank you, Benjamin. And teams try to control this list with other single price decks. Sableye is just too much to deal with mostly, I feel. With other single price decks, I mean, depends on your single price deck though. You can do Cape and get more HP. That's pretty good. Net, so you can heal. You can play multiple of the Parasol if you really want to go in, but like, none of them are probably that great. Like other single price decks, what are we talking about? The Mirror or Reggie? Reggie is already favored enough, so. I always start WVP pass in Palkia Trust. Alright, Blaine, alright. I see how it is. I want to go home but work, Sag. Aw. Soon. Is 4-pad working? I would say so. It's working decently well. Also, Reggie matchup for this deck. You need to get 2, like you can win in 7 attacks. You usually attack first though, so that's something. But it depends. Like turn 1 Reggie smacking you struggle. The good thing about the Reggie matchup at least is that you can be very, very annoying with putting Regis they don't want inactive. You have 4 ropes and 4 cross switchers. So you can be super annoying, like switching them around, putting something in the active, and then they might whiff attacks. But you can definitely win in 7 attacks, even without 6 again. You have to spend 1 Sableye setting everything up, and then you capitalize on that damage the rest of the game. But you need 7 attacks, they need 6, so you need at least 1 attack head start. And if you don't get that, you need your opponent to miss 2 attacks with cross switcher and escape ropes. So it's like, it's not the best, but it's winnable. Like, it's way better than it looks at first glance, at least. You're thinking, Neuron, V-Union is to play? I'm not sure. Lost Box win late night series with Reggie. Awesome. Did you play any Reggie this weekend? I did actually, on stream as well, but it didn't set up properly. So, like, even if you go and watch the stream game, then there's not a whole ton to be learned from it anyway. Because they had 1 attack over the course of 2 games, which obviously then you lose, right? I hated the Pokestop in the original version. Also hate Pokestop as a card in general. I mean, same. Yo, thank you, Mega Lumane. Yeah, Pokestop is a really random card, and you definitely cannot afford it in this list because it's not running Palpad or Rod or anything. So like you have to play your resources way more careful. Like you have to map out the whole thing like immediately after seeing your prices, figuring out your attackers and what you want to do. But you don't have to deal with the randomness of Pokestop, and you also don't have to help your opponent with Pokestop. And almost regardless of which deck your opponent is playing, you rather have a Pat to annoy them than a Pokestop to potentially help them. So it makes a big difference on your opponent's consistency level. Like as I mentioned this on like one of the stream interviews, like the deck is really good at shutting down all the engines in the format. All the small things, Sobol, Bidoof, Mew, whatever, like small things, you can knock out with Sableye, so they don't have access to that. And all the big things, all the big engines, you can block off with Pat. So you have good answer to like all your opponent's way of drawing cards and having consistency on board. While you are a very consistent damage output single price deck. So it works out really well. And like the anti-synergy with Pat and Charizard is so like irrelevant because you get to Pat like for 90% of the game and then you have to kick it once at the end and attack with Shard, and that's like it doesn't matter again, right? It's such a small thing that Pat seems like the best stadium in here. Like it's less consistent than Pokestop, but it's so much more powerful. So I'd rather have my power level on that instead than on Pokestop. Yo, thank you, Zucchini. Your thoughts on Gunnar and Roxanne? They're situational, so that's why I ended up not playing them. They're both very, very strong, but they're situational. And my opponent thinks I play them anyway, so why would I play them, right? My opponent is playing around them for me, so I don't have to play them. So it's all good. That's like the beauty of closed deck list. Like they can't really know. So now that they know, we might need to do something. I got a 10-game win streak with Mituvine plus Comfey, and it definitely didn't donate a win to me. Yeah, I mean, definitely not, Paper, definitely not. I did not see that game at all. Yeah, thank you, Lord Mike. What do you think about Sorark V-Star? It made top 8, so much better than anticipated, honestly. It's very consistent. It's very, like, streamlined, straight, just hit big number on the active, but, like, sometimes that's all you need to do, right? Yo, thank you, Shiner Arlet. I appreciate that. Salute back from Norway. And thank you, Biodrink Poland. I'd always press Pokestop and then be colors, boss, balloon, or something like that. Yes. I actually thought you weren't doing too great at Peoria because of 2 matches I watched where you lost and tie. I mean, that's fair, though. That's fair. Like, there were... Like, I tied the absolute first round of the day to Mew, which was, like, fair enough. I lost the first game. I had, like, kind of rough opening. But after that, everything went really smooth. And it was only, like, a good I couldn't overcome. I definitely had a lot of lucky breaks, though, through the tournament. Which is, like, what you need, though. If you want to win them. You need some luck on your side. I used the same argument against Pokestop and Regis, which is why my group was on Pat in that deck, too. I mean, that is fair, though. Yo, thank you, Ransom Soul, for the Prime Gaming sub. Thank you. I appreciate that. Happy birthday. Yo, thank you. One thing about Zorak V-Star. So it was yeah, it made top 8, so pretty good. But it's not like a deck I would personally enjoy playing, I think, myself, because it's like a little bit streamlined, but sometimes that's like all you need to do. All you need to do is hit the big number in the active. So what if I start playing Green VMAX and start turning a profit? I mean, that would be pretty good, actually. You would probably beat this, right? Going forward, what would you change? I would somehow find a way to fit at least Echo Horn. Well, I'm not sure how you would do it, because I need all the cards in this list. But somehow find a way to fit Echo Horn would be pretty good. Because now they kind of know that you don't have it, right? Yo, thank you, LDF. I appreciate that. Americans playing around cards, imagine. I mean... It looked like they did. Maybe they didn't, but it kind of looked like they did. Congrats, Stord. It was a pleasure watching you in finals. Yo, thank you, Irish Gangsta. I appreciate that. And I must have answered this question already, but what do you play first, Colors or Comfey? Colors. Comfey after. Depends, though, but probably Colors. Thank you, Shadow Cheeker. 0-1 start is the worst. Yeah, that's what I started. Worse than 0-1, you think so? Tie bracket is nah, it's fine. This deck is like so slow that like most matches you are actually just playing a best of 1 anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Is there anything you would change after the event? Yeah, try to fit an Echo Horn somehow. We don't know how yet, but somehow do that. You think there's any bad matchups with Lost Bugs? Yes. Right now, like, this list is very poor against Gudra, against Duraludon, and against Vikavolt. Vikavolt is the only true bad matchup, though. Both Gudra and Duraludon you can tech for. Vikavolt, you have to swap the Giratina. that's a big commitment. So in Poland V, not really an issue with 4 pads. I mean, definitely not. Definitely not an issue. First place, how much money was there, if not secret? First place at regional wins 5k USD. So that's pretty good. It's before taxes though, but like it's still pretty good. How do you play against Reggie with this deck? Will it be at Utah? So what you do is you spend 1 turn using Sableye to spread a bunch of damage around on their board. And then when you have done that, you take 6 prizes in a row with using Sableye and Cramorants. But you win in 7 attacks doing it, and they win in 6. So you need them to lose an attack somehow, if you're attacking first as well. Is 2 vacuum unreasonable? Yes. You can't run 2 vacuum here because it's like your only way to kick pad. So then, like your shard options will be very limited. So it would be very scary. You also use like vacuum more than you would imagine in the early game to get to 10 to discard your opponent's air balloon. And so on. So it's a very strong card to have 3 of. Could you fit the 6 again? I mean, you could. It's not super necessary if your opponent is playing around it anyway, but you could. If your opponent knows you don't have it, it's a whole other topic. so now maybe you have to. When I play the Goon on stream for you guys, it ended in the loss zone like 9 out of 10 games. And the game we used it, we didn't use it for double KO even, so it didn't even change anything. So like it just never ended up mattering in most games anyway. Even in the matchup it's supposed to matter. So like it felt too situational for me, so I just didn't bother to play it. Like Goon net fixes things, but the single Goon doesn't fix that much, which is the problem with it. Because then you have to save nets for it, and you kind of want to just use all your nets on Comfeys, right? Like having to keep nets around for 6 again is kind of meh when you can be accelerating your loss on engine instead, right? Goon always just gets lost on early on. Exactly, Paper. Exactly. Yo, thank you for the Prime Gaming sub complex stuffer. And God third request. Yo, thank you. And thank you, Meave. How to play the mirror? You rush for Sableye and try to attack with Sableye before your opponent to take KO and also set up for multi-KOs with Sableye. That was usually the best plan. But also just trying to take the first prize is also very strong. So if you go second and get the first KO with Cram, that's also very good. But if you go first and you get the turn to Sableye, I would argue that is better than going second and getting the turn on Cram. But then you kind of have to get the turn to Sableye going first, which might not be the easiest again, right? But if you go second and you miss the turn on Cram, then you're screwed. Then your opponent has way too big of a lead, like in loss on advantage and everything. So it's such a shame you can't see your opening hand before you decide who goes first or second. It really depends. How do you feel about second Marnie or Roxanne? I mean, second Marnie is always live though. So it definitely made sure I bricked way less games than if I had a Roxanne and just passed a couple times. It's just not something your opponent really expects. They expect to lose their hand during the Roxanne turns, not the early turns. So an early Marnie pad can just like completely steal a game from your opponent. They draw a kind of shady hand, right? From like an early Marnie and the game is over already. Because you have so much speed and path in play, so the Marnies were really strong. I like them a lot, and just having cards that are live more often is very good. Like if you can get away with it, you want as few situational cards in the deck as possible, right? That's why I cut the Zigzagoon, cut the Echo Horn, cut the Roxanne. Like I wanted all my cards to be playable as much of the time as possible. That's how I try to build decks. And it works out sometimes. How often does the deck just miss? More or less often than Reggie, for example. Like not setting up. It's way more consistent than Reggie, at least, because the whole engine is just like focused on drawing cards, right? Well, Reggie is a little bit more tricky. I need arguably a much more bigger setup, because you need all the energies and stuff as well. While here, like your focus is on drawing the cards, and when you draw the cards, that fills your requirement naturally for what you need to attack with, right? And you do both the Cram and the Sableye. So that's really cool that you don't even need hand attachment in the early game to do attacks. So I would argue this deck is way more consistent than Reggie's. Like just pure number wise. Did the second Manaphy have its moments? I mean, it did actually. I had a game. I had a Swiss round where I benched the second Manaphy, and my opponent looked at me and was like, "I hate you," because that completely blocked off their cross switcher Kulong play on my Manaphy to try to steal the game. So that was really cool. Much respect for playing this similarly on stream a few days before the event and winning. Congrats. Yo, thank you on TV. Thank you. I tried to be like a little bit transparent, at least, with what I'm doing. I don't want to give away like the exact 60 all the time, but like I try to not hide everything. Might play Arc Vika in this meta, honestly. Yo, I mean, you could. And thank you, Amlev, as well. Best player. Yo, thank you, Mig Merchant. Appreciate that. Thank you. Congrats, you're still happy with this deck going forward in the meta, or do you have your eyes on another deck? I mean, I'm still pretty happy with it. I think you now can't be as greedy, and you have to, you have to be more greedy, if anything, because you need more power level now. Because if your opponent know that you don't have these cards, then you struggle. So Echo Horn, Zigzagoon, maybe even Roxanne would be cool now, because your opponent doesn't expect it, right? They expected it before, and now I can do like a 360 on them, or like 180 on them, and play them anyway, you know. I made top 8 in local tournament of about 70 players. I played 2 Quickball, 2 Fog, 3 Pat, and Avery, and Repin V. Thought that was good, but we'll try this a day with some changes for my local meta. Yo, that's awesome. Congrats. That sounds great. I lost 2 mirrors to double Manaphy at Peoria. One was playing double Roxanne, double Cape, kinda made me a little salty. I was actually testing double Cape as well. Cape was actually pretty good in the mirror match, but like it kind of stopped there. It wasn't that great against anything else, and I figured I'd rather just go for consistency in the end anyway, because that's like what it's all about, right? You just want to draw better than your opponent. Arc Gudra feels fairly quick. Is there a way to make the matchup better? Yes, you can play Echo Horn, and that actually should be good enough. I like in the games I play, the one Echo Horn would be like more than enough actually. But if you play 2 of them, then you should be, like, I would argue, very favored actually, depending on their list and how good they are at getting their Pokemon out the discard pile again. But 2 Echo Horn against Arcudra should be pretty good to go, honestly. Zigzagoon is also pretty good in that matchup as well, because you can go Zigzagoon, net Zigzagoon. I mean, this is like only a play that exists in our mind though. Like, it doesn't actually happen when you play for some reason. I don't know why, but it just doesn't. But if you do that, you can finish it off with Shard afterwards. Just remember to reset the attack. So you go Escape Rope, or Escape Rope Cross Switcher to make sure that they don't have the -8 to reduction anymore. And then you can do the one-shot. You can also like make it even easier and play Belt. Like a belted Shard to one-shot the Gura would be really fun. It's less of a combo, and you don't have to keep your nets around for Zigzagoon. So like if you like theoretically just want to like stomp on Gudra, you play double Belt and you play double Echo Horn. That should be like plenty to beat it. did you feel like there wasn't a lot of money at this event? No, there was a lot of money. I think I got money like almost every turn, or like almost every round throughout the whole tournament. It was a ton of money. But yeah, exactly. Thank you, Paper. As you say here, Oranguru helps a lot with the money. You just put a supporter on top, and then you have a Comfey on board, and like you have more than enough consistency. You need very few cards each turn, like really, to do something with this deck. After you have hit some cards in the loss zone, you need 2 cards a turn, even if you lose your hand. And if you stack a card with Oranguru and you have Comfey, like, and you need 2 cards and you get to look at what, like 10, 12, right? Like just at least. If you have one Comfey with Balloon in play and you stacked either Marnie or Colors to the top, you get to look at least 12 cards from your opponent's Marnie. Probably more if any of those 12 are switching cards, you can go into another Comfey. Then we're looking at 14, 16, and you need 2 cards. I mean, the Marnie doesn't do anything in that case, right? You look at too many cards for it to matter. Even Roxanne, I didn't really feel like scared about at all. I was like, it's fine. You get 3, and then Comfey looks at 2, and then Oranguru looks at 1. It's like, and you need like nothing at that point either. Like when Roxanne comes around, you have no cards left in the deck anyway, because everything is in the loss zone. It's like both Marnie and Roxanne felt relatively fine. Like it might have looked like I sacked a lot, but if you took my deck and flipped it upside down, then there wasn't a lot of cards I could really hit that would break me at the points my opponent played the hand disruption cards. Are you going to play this deck online? Yeah, I mean we could play a game or 2 with it actually. We might just run into a ton of counters, but whatever. We can play, and I'll show you a little bit. I just wanted to make sure we answered all the questions in chat first. In addition to Lost Toolbox, what is your second choice in Peoria? Like my backup deck was probably just going to be Palkia and Talon, honestly. Just because it's like true and tested, and the matchup spread is pretty good with it. Is there any value in adding Roxanne to the list? I mean, it is. It's just less consistent than playing double Marnie. So it's more powerful, but less consistent. So it depends on the order in which you could draw the cards. If you play double Marnie, you're more free to draw the cards in whatever order. If you play Roxanne, then Roxanne is horrible to draw early, but much better than Marnie later again. So it depends how high roller you want to be. Marnie, safe. Roxanne, better, but less safe. Right? Pros and cons is that's how it is with this game. How do you feel about the deck for Salt Lake? I think it's still good. It's still very consistent. A very hard deck to play. Clock is potentially a problem as well. You need to be playing very fast when needed. So it can be a problem because the deck is also very complicated to play. Like a wrong Comfey decision could lose you the game. Going first, Comfey inactive, another Pokemon, play via P-Pass. What 2 Pokemon do you grab? Depend on the matchup. But most likely, at least one more Comfey, and then probably Cramorant, because you can use that against most matchups as well. Did you already have a set Palkia build? Yeah, I did. It was going to be a very straightforward Palkia like I had before. Like, not much changed. I would just play Canceling Cologne this time. That was like my only thing. Comfey Cram? Yeah, I think so as well, Paper. Like, just the second Comfey and then the Cram. Are you going to be playing in Salt Lake? I am not! I'm actually kind of happy about it, because I finally get to stay a couple of weeks at home. So I was actually really hyped about that. I haven't actually been staying in my apartment more than a week at a time for so long. And now I get like 2.5 weeks. So that's kind of nice. But I'll be cheering everyone on at Salt Lake from home instead. Might watch the stream as well. So that'll be fun. Colors or Comfey going second first turn? I mean, if you have the choice, you Colors first and then Comfey. But it depends a little bit. But I usually like to just go the Colors first and then Comfey after. 3 out of 5 is an easier decision than 1 out of 2. That's my argument for Colors first. I saw Tricky Jim's video on this deck, and he always seemed to sit on cards where he could dig more. Isn't it usually better to dig further to thin your deck for late game against disruption? I mean, again, it depends. It depends a lot on what you're playing against, how many switching cards you have left, what your deck is looking like, and all that. But if your deck is too thick, then it can be better to dig more for sure. But if it's too thin again, then it might actually just be better to keep all your switching outs, because if you get disrupted, you can then start like chaining them around afterwards instead. Is this a deck you play in tournaments? I mean, you can definitely play it in tournaments. I played it in Peoria this weekend. Colors only Comfey first if I'm digging for a supporter. Yeah. Like, it's usually like, if you're dead set on playing colors for turn anyway, then you might as well just play colors and then you Comfey afterwards. Like, normally you should always do like abilities first, and then like your supporter after, because like what if you don't have the supporter you want to play instead, right? But if you're dead set on playing colors anyway, then colors first is usually what I like to do. Have you thought to include at least one Miltank and perhaps a Twin Energy? No, but someone mentioned that would be good against Gudra, so it's definitely like a viable option. If people do that, the Gura players will just add their own counter those, and it doesn't do that much, but it could be cool. So like City Watch Party? Yeah, that would be fun. That'd be fun. Did you find a lot of people playing around your non-existent echoing horns? Yes, I did actually. They were like constantly looking through my discard pile and I was like shaking their head, and I was like, I'm gonna lose. He has the echo horn. I never did, right? But it was definitely really funny. I feel like they played around the Zigzagoon and the Echo Horn a lot, which were not there. But I had like no cards left in deck or prizes, so I must have had it available, right? So I kind of had to, you know. That was funny. Yo, what up, Dalok? How are you? I know it might be seen as a meme, but what do you think of Arceus Shadow Rider with healing? That deck looks like pretty reasonable as well, especially with Espeon. Might do worse against this Pat version though than the other one. If there's nothing you want to protect with Marnie, you go to discard at least, Timo. Oh yeah, I agree here. Like, if you're not scared of a Marnie next turn, then you can use Guru to get an easier Comfey lost zoning for a turn, which is pretty cool. Arceus plus 8 dead cards equals good deck. Yes. Will you play this deck today? Yes, actually. I think I hope I answered like most of your guys' question now. If I missed anything, just post it again and again. I will see it eventually. Sorry about that. What meta deck do you think has the best chances versus Lost on Toolbox? I think Gudra, or like the best, Vikavolt. Vikavolt has the best chances. Otherwise, it's Gudra and Duraludon, I think. We'll just send it as it is. And we will just take the loss if we need Echo Horn. Is this your first iteration of this deck to make sure it's consistent, or is there truly not much you would change? No, I played the deck quite a bit. Like, this was what I was mainly testing every day before the tournament. But I didn't change much the last, I don't know, 5 days or so of the deck. The list stayed pretty set, like for a while leading up to the event. Like, some days at least. Thank you for answering questions, Store. No worries, Ahmed. Of course. Andrew Crackler went 7-1-1 day 1 with exactly this, so it's definitely not a meme. Definitely not. Which were the most difficult matches in Peoria? Like, game 1 of my top 4 match was like incredibly difficult. And also like the Gudra games I lost was also very, very difficult. But I felt like I played them really well, but it was still hard to get there. But first game of my top 4, when I unfortunately discarded my second path to the peak and got Empoleon Break, that was really on me. And then somehow found a way to get out of there. That was really fun. Peace, Gio, don't break on me. Alright, what are we up against? The mirror? Alright, excellent. That's cool. Okay, chat. Sequencing time. What do you do here? Do you crystal first, colors first, or do you crystal Comfey and then colors? What do you do here, chat? What would you do? What do you think? Crystal for sure, then colors. Crystal, then colors. Crystal first, then colors, then Comfey. Fog, colors, colors first, Comfey, then colors. You switch Urshi, crystal. Crystal, colors, Comfey. Crystal, then Comfey. Colors, then fog. That's the first. We were the only one Davros, right? No, Riser as well. Colors first. Okay. Crystal, colors, Comfey. Crystal, colors, Comfey. Crystal. Crystal, see all the Comfeys are priced, then colors. Fog, colors. I think the best option for Palkia Talon versus Argidra is to attack with regular Palkia V and Prey. It was a really tough matchup. Yeah, I can see it. It is a tough one. Colors, then crystal. Crystal, then colors. Does it truly matter? I would think colors would be good first, but you can potentially use the crystal for energy too if needed. So it depends what we want to accomplish, right, chat? So this is this is the thing. For sequencing, this is coaching for all of you. You use the card. If you don't want to see Comfey off of colors, right? Then use crystal first. If Comfey is a good card to see on colors, right? Then use colors first. We don't have Comfey here. I would love to see another Comfey. We only have access to one Comfey, but we want multiple. We can all agree on that. So you should always colors first here if the goal is to find more Comfeys, right? That's simple, right? So we will do that. We will colors first, then crystal after, because we want to have as many outs as possible to see the Comfeys, right? Seeing Comfey here is good. We're happy with seeing Comfeys. Let's see. I don't think they can kick much past, so I'll just like grab these three, I think. Like discarding like Lost and Clara is not great. Alright, we'll do this. I might even strand this Snorlax over here. Let's see. Now, like, it's pretty important to do a deck check as well. Like, that's also an argument for wanting to, like, use Crystal first, because then you can do an easier decision, depending on what is priced, right? But here we're, like, so pressed that it's really important we find more Comfeys. So I would definitely always use the colors first there. But that's like, it's pretty interesting, though. And it's also interesting to see where chat is at on this issue. Because, like, you're all pretty split on it. Which means like it's not too intuitive, right? But if you like really stop up and think, then it's not too bad. Alright, we grab a Comfey. And then I think we switch cards. And then I'm probably gonna go net and then cross switcher up the Snorlax afterwards. Depends what we get, right? You really want an out to Comfey on the Comfey. That would be the best case. Did not get one. We check the prices though, so now I know we have double fire, so I can pick the switch card without any issues. Now I'm going to net. I will try this one more time. If we miss, then I think I want this Snorlax in the active. So I'm gonna go cross switcher instead of switch card, because then I don't want to use the switch card anymore, right? So I'll put this thing in the active here. Try to disrupt them a little bit. I'll probably just like bait out the switch card anyway, but it could be big enough, right? Also with the pad blocking this, maybe they're stuck. Comfey? Perfect. All right. That is an important pickup. We're probably not attacking this turn though, like because our colors was pretty weak, but it's still great, like getting a little bit more done here. VIP pass? No. I think I saw like all energies in there as well, which makes it fine to also pick the Sableye for later. Like if you have to pick between Sableye, Psychic, I often pick the Sableye. Because you have more Psychic in the deck than Sableyes, and Clara picks up both back of them, right? So it just makes sense that you want an even amount of both of them. I was Crystal for Comfey first, want to see what's priced. I mean, I get that, but then you're reducing your out of seeing Comfey, which was something I don't think we could afford there. Are you going to all NA regionals this year? No, I'm not. I'm not gonna go to Salt Lake City. I just did like the first two, and now I'll be doing mostly EU events for the rest of the season. Maybe with a couple exceptions. Would using Fog Crystal first increase the chance of finding VIP pass and colors? It would, but to not be too greedy about it, right? I would be happy enough just to see a Comfey. So that would be like a very small percentage increase on the VIP pass, but a massive decrease in the percentage chance of seeing Comfey. So like it would be, like it would just be way more risky. I'll be more than happy just seeing that one Comfey there. You see that like we really struggled because we couldn't find the second Comfey immediately, right? Like that was messing up our start here. You told directly, I played some matches with Stola and some others at Outland a couple of times. Yo, that's awesome. That's awesome. That is my brother, yes. And that is me. Do you think your Palkia beat-up build is still good in this format? Yeah, I mean, I think it's still pretty decent. Let's see. Now we're down a prize. How's the loss sum going here? They're at 5, and we are at 5 as well. It's not like too bad. Yeah, we probably need to see if we can get an attack off here. That would be really important. Alright. Not a lot of Comfeys, not a lot of Crams. So probably like this. Like we still have that one mana fee. I think that is fine. So we can go for these. So this is 6, 7. We'll hit 8 here, and then this could be 10 if we want it, right? So we need a Psychic or a Comfey or a Cram of the Comfey here. We will settle for the Cram. That will be good enough. That will allow us to continue playing this game at a fine pace. And then we spit innocently. So right now we're 1 turn behind, which is like the worst considering the starts here. We can still definitely get back in it. Couple exceptions means a lot of NA regionals for Tord. I mean, like I never done NA regionals before. I did one Canadian one. I did like Toronto regionals, and that was like the only thing I'd done before, like this. Like lately now, so it's a new thing for me, but it's a lot of fun though. Definitely a lot of fun. We out there trying to scam in into more? Yes, exactly. I am getting scammed into some more, but I think I'm gonna skip the Salt Lake one though, and then we'll see. I'll see how many I will do in the end. Maybe like after getting back home, I will get really bored after like a couple days. I'm like, you know what? I'm booking another flight. See ya. But we will see. We'll see. I don't want to promise I will go to everything. You know, it's like traveling takes a toll on you. I was excited to come back home and start getting more into my routines again. I broke my longest win streak on the ladder last night. 42 games playing Mew VMAX for triple loss CD. Yeah, that's pretty insane though. 42. That's really good. I also think a lot of people will try this deck and think it's too hard to play, especially in the 15 best 3 setting, and switch to Tina Box or something else. I can definitely see that too. It is a pretty difficult deck to play. Okay, so here I would love a Marnie. Marnie would be insane. Strand this thing. Man, this hand is just like not it, you know. Flower selecting. Ooh. I don't want to wake him up either, but I mean, what can we do here, right? If only I had a Psychic access. I can smack into it with Cram, but that's also really bad, because they can just like switch out again, right? I kind of have to do this and try to find a Psychic, right? Like, I know they're sleeping, but we kind of have to. We kind of have to. They would probably promote a Greninja here. If I were them, I would. Or else the Cramorant can get like an easy KO again. Toronto will be a new format too. Yo, that's actually pretty cool. Is LIC is like the week before. Isn't LIC also new format then? That's like the first one with the new format. Okay, we did find a Psychic at least. But that was the second fire, I think. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But at least though, at least they probably want to bench the Giratina anyway. So maybe it's fine. Alright, how many we at? We had 5, 7. That's a 10, right? 5, 7, 9, 10. So we'll do this and we'll rope. We're still gonna be that one turn behind though. Like we kinda needed a shard for the Snorlax as well, which is an issue, but if I pick the fire there, I'm not attacking. I'm taking a prize this turn. Like, I guess I could take the fire and then go the Cram to knock out the Comfey. Oh, that's so bad again, though. But maybe it would be worth it. Maybe I was forced to do that there, actually. That's what I'm talking about. Like, every little decision you do in this deck can cost you so badly. I don't think we Clara. I think we have to save the Clara. Okay, so we do 7 here. And then, like, the rest of the damage split is always pretty interesting. Because if you put everything in one, it's so easy for them to net again, right? But the damage on Greninja here doesn't matter most of the time anyway. I think, like, you want to do, like, at least 3 on this thing. Because that makes it so you can kill Sableye. And then maybe you can do, like, 2 on Greninja. Because then you can kill it with anything. But it always feels so bad because, like, if you do the 2 extra here, then I can't heal it with switching cards. I guess it's a Giratina though, so I don't have switching cards. Maybe it doesn't matter. LIC new format and Toronto the week after. Yes, I think that's correct. Like, it's Toronto and Stuttgart the week after, but since I'm an LIC already. Like, it's not a big stretch to just go to Toronto instead of to Germany right after, right? So I could definitely do Toronto instead of Stuttgart, like the weekend after. Did you reg for LIC? Is the registration for LIC open? When did that happen, Benchy? I thought it wasn't open yet. I'm really hyped for Regidrago V-Star. Looks really fun. Yes, I also think that looks really fun. I just took me a second to process what you said. But yes, I also think that looks really, really fun. I'm excited for it. Alright. I'm still looking for money. I need some sort of disruption here to make them miss a turn. I can just kill the active with the Cram anyways. I might just, like, continue digging here. See if we hit something. I mean, Shard can't attack now anyway, so we don't care, right? Man. Alright. So how do you do this? Do we just kill the Cram? I think we kill the Cram, right? And then with our Cram, and then we have the 2 Sableyes and the Marnie trying to line up afterwards, and then hope that the Snorlax can't attack twice. Well, it's not the best game plan, but it's what we have here. Builder Mewtwo at home, yes, that's kind of like the Regidrago. So now we're going down to 3, so they could Roxannos first. So that's why we're benching here. Yeah, it's not open yet, unfortunately, which is a problem. I also sent them an email. I was like, "Yo, will you at least reserve a spot for the travel award people? So like I can book." But they didn't answer me. So I'm like, I haven't even booked a ticket because like, what if I can't register? You know, then I don't even get my travel award because you have to actually play in the tournament to get the travel award. I don't know, Pokemon making life hard right now. I keep seeing these massive hands and wondering how to use Wicked Ruler obstacle. Oh, that would be fun. Like the obstacle would definitely be great, crazy here. Alright, there's 30%, but we benched the double Sableye already, so I'm fine with that. We didn't find a balloon for Comfey yet though. Oh, that's some really poor draws. Yo, thank you, Dragonite. Maybe we'll open Dragon the next week. I mean, I hope so. I really hope so. Okay, it's snoozing. Perfect. Alright. I don't want to play that. I have to play that. God dang it, man. I guess like we technically have one more turn. Oh man, I hoped I could get 2 turns. I don't think we get this one anymore. The upper is not good enough. Like this turn we really need like a Marnie Psychic Energy turn. They promote this as well, or just like, Like if I at least could kill the Greninja here, right? Oh well, oh well, oh well. We'll spit innocently. There is potentially one last turn, right? Maybe they don't see the Manaphy. Maybe they're like, oh, I can attack with Greninja here. That would do it. Yo, thank you, Poke. Thank you. Appreciate that. But yeah, I really hope they open LIC registration soon. That would be amazing, so I can be confident when I book my tickets. I guess I should like just book my ticket anyway, though, shouldn't I? Alright. That will do it, because we can't attack with Shard. They have 2 attackers in play. Oh, I don't think there's no out here, I think. No. Oh, I'm just gonna check what we could have gotten though. Like the game is over, but I'm just gonna see what we would have hit here. I could have went for one more Comfey last turn. Like being a little bit high rolly about it. But this is definitely not strong enough regardless. I still wonder about that fire energy I picked earlier. Because I also found the shard. I could have picked the shard then, right? It might actually have made a difference here. Depending on if we could have killed the Snorlax with it. But I think that could have been good enough actually. Next time. If I picked the second fire and I just went with the retreat play instead of the Sableye play. Are you doing Salt Lake or you already back home? I'm actually back home finally, and I'm really happy about that. Finally back home. Yo, thank you, Chip. Thank you. Some great commentary this weekend, by the way. But yeah, I'm not gonna be at Salt Lake. I'll cheer you all on from home though. Yeah, I will. I look forward to getting back into my routines. I also look forward to a great night's of sleep. I'll do like one more game for you though, before that. And then after, I'm gonna do the September giveaway for TCG Park. I have all your submissions locked up into this wheel, and we're gonna spin the wheel, and then we were gonna give away a box. Did I miss something? But what's this new format? The new format, talking about like LIC, like it will be a new set for LIC. We will go first. I will always go first, going blindly into matchup. Okay, this start looks way better than the last one. Way stronger. It doesn't have a lot of switching outs though, so Comfey kind of have to draw into that, but otherwise, are you happy? Ooh, we're gonna get smacked! It's always like kind of funny going onto the ladder after a tournament if you just like play the same deck that did well, because everyone tries to counter you. It wasn't the case like first game though, that was just like normal Giratina, but here, the green, that's pretty hype. Alright, let's see what we can do. Okay, we have double VIP pass. I was gonna say though, like, what's the sequencing here, chat? Do you want the flower select first or VIP pass first? I think this one is easy though, when you drew the second VIP pass. Then it's just like fill your bench, right? Because you don't want to see more basics. But if not, then it would have been like kind of a more difficult decision, right? So I don't think we need Manaphy here. Like Oranguru is probably fine because they probably play Marnie. So I think we're gonna do these two. We're gonna do this boy, and we're gonna go third Comfey and Sableye, I think. I'll be the most happy about. So you always check your energies, those are important. You also need to check your attackers in Sableye, Shard, Cram. Sometimes Manaphy. Cross Switch is a big one to check, because then you know, if you have like a Cross Switcher price, then it's easier for you to discard one piece, because it's not a guarantee to get use of anyway. And then Clara is also big to check. So here, I want to use as many of these as possible, so I want to use Oranguru at last, just in case, so we have more cards to look at for like switching outs. In the early game like this, I don't really mind spending energy to retreat around, because you have the Clara anyway. Net always better than switching card, because it always resets the Comfey again. Like optimally we hit a balloon though, because then we get like a free card off here. Ooh, that's so good. That's so nice. Alright, that's excellent. That makes the start like really solid. Oh, I retreated already, that's true. It still makes it really solid for next turn, I guess. Would I hold it? Nah, actually I'm more scared of Marnie than anything. Yeah, but we did retreat already. So we get Marnie, I wanna go get a Colress, right? This is definitely like the nut start. This is like the perfect one. You love to see this one. VIP, baby. Yeah, what's this Greninja doing here? I just saw a Gradient and assumed we didn't need Manaphy. Maybe we need to find it anyway. We still have good digging potential here to find it though, but... Sometimes I like to bench and attach too. Alright, so it's Palkia Gradient. I see. That's fun. Alright. So we need a Manaphy. We could go with Cram next turn and do like a Marnie Pat thing with Cram KO on Mew. That could be pretty strong. Optimally we attack with Sableye though, but... Like if we go Marnie Pat, I doubt the Greninja will actually attack next turn. So Green can do 60. So they still need like a 6-second ping as well though, right? So it's like completely free for them. Okay, so they have 7 in hand. They didn't play Supporter. So their hand could be nuts. But they could also be bad, right? So maybe I'll just go Colors instead. Oh man, okay, I'll just do Colors, I guess. Okay, good. I might just do double pat as well, but it costs the Sableye. No, I don't think the Sableye is worth it. Okay, so we're at 5, 6. I found him. I found the boy. I think we need to pick him. I think we need him. Now I just need to find a net so we can bench it. Alright. Okay. Cool. I feel way safer now. Very good. So here's like, what do you do, right? Do you Comfey? I think you do, right? But like, even though we're not looking for anything, it's nice to have that one extra card in the lost zone. You oftentimes have to do that decision actually, like pick between Fog Crystal and energy, and then you often just pick the energy, right? Makes more sense. Okay, so now we are at 6-8. So that should be easy to do next turn. So we're just gonna go Cram here. We could have picked, like, instead of Manaphy, we could have picked the Vacuum and actually went Sableye here, but I think the Pat is stronger. And we also get the Manaphy down, we get this. So if we get Marnied, then I think Colorless, because then I don't have that much of a hand, right? And if we don't get Marnie, then we use or Marnie next turn. So then it would make more sense to put the Colorless on top, right? Alright, and then we spit innocently at the Mew here. Sometimes I like to bench and attach the Sard just to send a message. Yeah, I mean, I love to bench the Sard and attach to it as well, because then you have it later. Like, it's very good against hand disruption, and it also means you can use it earlier. Which is a big deal. Alright, see a VMAX. I see some spongy glows. We can actually discard that, like Lost Zone it. So that's kind of cool too. Take 2 more prize cards. I mean, that's a lot of prize cards, man. If they don't get it here, though, we can try to look for another Vacuum. Their hand doesn't look the greatest, though, if they have to do this play. The Pat looks to be doing work. So just running into Weezing with this deck really bodies the process. I mean, yes, it does. At least you have your 4 ropes, though. And even Crossfitcher. So they kind of have to like solo you with them to make it like matter a lot. There's no way they killed the Manaphy, right? Did they have 6 again water in hand for the 3 prices? It couldn't be, right? Absolutely no shot. Refuse to believe that. I like the long pause. Long pause gives me hope here. Hey, that's not a Siggy, bro. Hey, let's go. Okay. It was a research, though. They would still pick a Siggy if they had a Siggy, no doubt. Okay. We put 1 Pat in here, right? Yeah. If they pick Siggy now, they've been trolling, right? Because there was no point in not picking it already. Are they looking for the heavy ball? They could be looking for heavy ball still. That could be a play. If they priced it, then this would have to be heavy ball. No way though, right? No! God dang it, bro! No! Oh, they got it anyway. Oh, that's so funny. Alright. We're getting bodied out here. Just need this thing to not take another double prize. Where did green come from? I know, right? Apparently Marnie was the play last turn. So, Marnie might just be the play this turn instead. But I have to bench Manaphy. Actually, now I don't have to anymore because they discarded Greninja. So now I don't have to give them that target. So that's actually fine. So then the green can't do anything, right? Yeah, now we're safe. Now we're safe. So let's... Ooh, if I do 60... No, I need to do 70. I can do 70 and 50. No, that's not enough. I need to do 60 here. And go bop bop. I don't actually have to kill this one, do I? Go here, here. Yeah, probably want to set up damage on it. I think I want to ensure we have these colors for next turn. Ooh, the vacuum though. Use the vacuum, guys. Are we scared? Like Avery something? Nah, we can't be that scared, can we? This project glow doesn't do anything anymore. Like it can put the Cramorant in active though, and I can smack into it twice. That's kind of scary. I'll just put it in the lost zone. That's fine. We're at 4, 6, 9, yeah. And try to find another path would be great. Not a path yet. Okay. Not a path yet. We could go into the other Comfey and we can go rope. They can get the Mew inactive, but then I still think that's better actually. We have a colors in hand already, and the deck is thin enough that we don't need another one. Alright, let's see what they give us on the rope. They give us the Mew. Makes sense, makes sense. Let's see. So how do we want to map out this game? If they just swing with something, right? Like they still have their V-Star. So they can swing with Palkia here. That's probably what they're doing actually. Just retreat V-Star, swing with Palkia. So I think we should probably kill this Mew. And then we should target down the Crobat and the Palkia for game. And just like leave the Greedent alone, right? We need to keep the Cross Switcher for that play though. So we'll go 6 here, 6 and bat, I think. Like the safest way to go about it. Because then I win in 2 more attacks relatively easy, or do I? It depends if this thing evolves or not, right? Maybe I need 3 attacks. I definitely don't have 3 attacks though. So I can go 3 and 3, I guess. And then but then I have to shard twice. I do. Nah, honestly, no, I don't really like that too much. I guess if we still have we can do the strand strategy. But if we do if we try to strand the Palkia, then it would be better to just attack into the bat, right? Hello, that new Crobat? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Is that H2 alternate account? I mean, it might be. Game would be interesting if the Lost Zone was a joint count. Yeah, I mean, that would be funny too. But I think I kind of like it that it's separated as well. Yo, thank you, Humphreys. How are you? And Alakarmi. Alright. I'm just gonna do a quick deck check again. Alright, so I see the Sard, I see Double Fire, and the last 2 Cross Switchers. So, we can just find all of them, then we are good, right? And then we go after these 2. And we also have, we have Double Clara. So now this game is just all about trying to deck out, right? Trying to see all the cards in here. Let's start off with colors. We need this, this, and this. Yeah, we don't have time to play more colors anyway. So might as well do this. Was there any more target for the crystal? Was not. 2 fire, 1 shard. We just have to hope they like don't hit on the same one, I guess. Like, do we Oranguru now? We might need Oranguru last though for the extra dig. I hate that. Should I Oranguru it first? Looks like it, but Actually, no, I have ropes. I can just rope this turn. I actually don't need to cross switcher this turn. I can rope anything and then we save the cross switchers. It's fine, it's fine. Okay. We still need the Sard though. Come on, charge. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. I need you. Where is he at? Do we have any nets left? We do. Let's rape him off the monkey at this point. Shari! Shard, no. So you're on the way to get him now? Save some regionals for the rest of us. You're chill. I'm not going to Peoria. No, to Salt Lake. I mean, I did go to Peoria. I'm not going to Salt Lake. Yo, how are you, Meownandus? How are you? Hope you're doing well today. And thank you so much for the sub as well. Thank you. Hope you had a great weekend. And I saw this second limitless. I was wondering, how do you do enough damage? Or what is your win con? I mean, you're just like chipping away, taking it fine, taking it all right. We're still looking. Okay, so then it's probably a Marnie win condition, right? So I spent my retreat for turn already, right? So I think we have to rope, and then we have to use the Sableye next turn with the Marnie with the Pat. I mean, you can get punished by not playing Quick Ball, but you know, it's very rare. It's actually at the very bottom. So it's usually fine. Okay. Should I play my Pat now? I mean, if they are smart, then I need to play the Pat now. Okay, I'll play the Pat now. Lost mine. Everything on the bat, I think. Like they can sometimes play Big Charm and then would be better with like 9 and 3 on something, but it's kind of rare. And then you also have your Lost Vacuum for it. Weekend was wonderful. I had lots of fun in Peoria. Awesome. I'm happy to hear. Graydon strong. Graydon 2 strong for us, man. Graydon 2 strong. Might just lose both the games we try to play this deck on ladder. It's not easy out here. What do you use Cram for? Just chip damage? Yeah, I mean it does 110 for free. So you use it turn 1 most of the time while you're waiting for your Sableye to be activated. So the natural follow-up is usually like you go Cramorant into Sableye into Charizard. Cramorant is the easiest, then Sableye, and then Charizard. So you get the natural progression of damage throughout the game. In the early game, 110 is pretty strong. Mid game, 120 anywhere is really strong. And in the late game, Charizard has 250 to finish off whatever you chipped on with Sableye is great. Do I have any vacuum left? There is one vacuum here. There's one vacuum here. I'm not sure if one is priced or not. Okay, perfect. So we have one play only. Yeah, I mean that's the play, right? Have no other play. So play coming true. Do you even have enough cards in hand to do this? I do, right? That's for... Then I have 2 turns to win. Okay. That should be fine. I think the last net is priced. Yes. So it would be great to draw that out of prices here. For sure. And we also need them to not retreat. So 6 more won't really make a difference on anything here. We always need like 2 turns regardless. If I do 6 on this one, and 250 is still not enough, right? So, like, I don't think it actually makes a difference. I'll just put it here then. Actually, I should put 1 here in case they play Cheryl, actually. They play Cheryl, I should have put 1 on the VMAX. Okay, there's net, perfect. So we... I guess I used my last vacuum on this Palkia as well, though. I need to be stuck 2 turns then, if they don't kick the stadium. I guess if they kick the stadium, they win anyway, right? Because they're just V-Star. Oh, they have no energy here, so they can kick the stadium and still not get it. Congrats to watch every match, but the question, how do you win Mirror without Sig or Horn? I mean, you just attack first with Sableye, and that actually matters more than any of those cards. Funnily enough. I mean, that should do it, though. Depending on what supporter they have left. But if they go for this play and they don't have it, then the shard does win the game. Because they kick the stadium for us. Hi, Thor. I signed up for Peoria Regional. My first regional? Yo, that's awesome. That's awesome. I will be there as well. That's super, super cool. How did I have 2 nets in hand? Did I price double net? I guess I did. I thought I only priced 1. It means we're guaranteed to see the net though, right? So I can always get into the shard here. What if they miss though? Oh my god! No way, bro! No way, man! Okay, so there's 4 cards left, right? So if we go into Comfey and look at 2, and then I know there's 2 nets left, right? Okay, so we should always win here, no matter the order of the cards. If we do Comfey, wait, is there another rope? Did I mess this up, bro? Did I? Ugh. Or was it just unlucky there? No, there's one more rope, right? I think there's one more rope. Because if they promote this thing now, then I don't have to retreat again. Hold up. Let's see. So I go... Yeah, there's no water in discard pile. I'm just gonna promote the stupid Greedent. But I think there should be one. No, wait. This is the last rope. No, it doesn't work, right? Was there anything I could have done here? I could have done Oranguru first, which would have worked, but I wouldn't know it would work. But I just thought with the double net, wait. But I didn't account for like there being double net in the first two, and that would obviously mess it up again, right? If there was net, that would screw it. So I didn't account for that possibility. So that does do it. What if they don't promote him though? Huh? What if they don't promote him? I mean, what if? Because this is the last rope. Like but if you Oranguru first, and then like if the two nets are at the bottom and you Oranguru first, then you lose. If both of the nets are on top, then you lose. If you don't use it, right? So I guess it was like a 50-50. It was like 75% chance to work anywhere though, right? But you had to like pick one of them. If both are at the bottom and we use monkey first, we lose. If they're both... Was there like a draw card here? No. No, right? I think we're down all the draw cards. Yeah, there was no draw card either. Not Gradient? One time? God dang it. Alright. If you go monkey first, you win there. But if the two nets are at the bottom, then you lose if you monkey first. So I don't know. Chat, did I miss something? I think we just had to take a risk there, right? Like, regardless. You have to monkey first if the two nets were on top, and you had to monkey last if the two nets were on the bottom. Oh man. That was fun though, It was a close finish. I wasn't thinking we'd have a chance against Green anyway, but it was close though. Like, we did almost scam them in the end there. Like, if both nets are on top or the bottom, there's a chance to lose if you pick the right or like the wrong Oranguru there. But we were also out of draw cards. Yeah, I think you had to take that risk, like one way or other. You play against Mew VMAX in Peoria? I did actually. How many did I play against? It might just have been the one actually, maybe two. Like Mew was the matchup I hoped to face the most. I unfortunately did not though, because Mew is a pretty good matchup when you play this. Your price rate is pretty strong. You always get 2 prizes at the end with Charizard, so that's great. And Sableye is like trading even against the Genesects again, even if they play healing, because they don't play enough healing to make a difference there usually. If they had like the what's his name, the guy that discards a VU from your bench, then it could be something. Playing against Zero Mew, which was surprising. Yeah, there was a lot of Mew present at the tournament though. Like, there was a lot of Mew. Do you think Mew is still a good matchup if they play Wooloo and 3 switch cards? I don't think the switch card actually matters, but I think Wooloo does, because that's like an actual full turn. The switch cards are really hard to convert into a real turn. Negate. Because you can't usually spam all 3 of them at the same time. But the Wooloo definitely can make a difference, I think. Then it would be harder. But it needs to be like Wooloo and like multiple lost cities. If there's no multiple lost cities, you can use Charizard to take 4 prizes as well. And also like the stadium count in general, because when you play 4 Pat, you can just randomly brick when you start putting them out, right? So you have a second win condition in that matchup that the deck doesn't usually have. How do you tackle the Cure matchup? Is there a specific way you go about it? You just try to set up everything for Charizard. You want Charizard to be your big finisher to swing the price trade there, which is very doable. Like, Pat is also amazing in that matchup. I'm not sure how you play that matchup without Pat. Pat just blocks down their whole deck, and they kind of brick it throughout the whole thing. Yo, Thor, over the day and stream are going amazing. I was super happy to see you win Peoria this past weekend. I didn't get to watch as much live as I would have liked, but I managed to tune in for last turn of the whole event, and boy, that was quite a moment. Yo, thank you so much, Burnkor. Hope your day is going great as well. Good night, Ferdy. Good night. But yeah, that was definitely a ton of fun. I still think the deck is decent going forward. Definitely like weaker when people know the list and everything, but you know, still a great deck, very consistent. A lot of micro decisions though, so you have to be very on point. Like you could see already here, right? Me being jet lagged and streaming while trying to play the deck at the same time is already like easy for me to mess up games already. So you have to have had a good night's of sleep and everything to play it properly. How would Pocket defeat Lost on Box, considering you beat Calvin in the finals? How it would have went down, like usually? Like, I think like the game in the finals is like was weird though, right? The thing is, like, you can argue, oh, it was so close, but he drew so poorly, right? The thing is, like, if he drew better and got more chaos, then I would also gotten more chaos. That's the thing about that matchup, right? Like, I would be earlier into Charizard, and I would also be having free retreats options into Comfey, so Sableye would have been easier to get out into play. If he also got more Sableys out, then Sableye would have, like, more Sobbles out, and Sableye would have been able to pick easier prices and win the price trade easier that way as well. So, like, normally you'd try to make them brick like that anyway. Like, you take away all the shady dealings options regardless, you money pat them, and they're supposed to brick a little bit. It's very hard to play without your engine at all and being patted at the same time. So you do that, and then you try to stay like even in the price trade until Charizard comes in and just like swings it completely at the end of it. That is the plan for that matchup. But if your opponent is only benching Palkas, and it actually makes it harder. Like if they only stream Palkas and don't have their support Pokemon up, if they can somehow function without them. But it's usually pretty hard to do that though. But even then, Shard can still, like, you can use the Shard twice in the late game, and you would still like have a high enough damage output to win. Absolutely, no worries, Atlas Learner. The big donk, yes. Let's see. I was gonna do the giveaway as well. I'm gonna be honest, I am really tired, chat, and I was planning on going back to sleep. Actually, I already had a nap going home, but or coming home, but I'll take another one. But let's do the giveaway. Let's see if I can put it up on screen for you. Give me 1 second here. I'll do the big giveaway. Yo, thank you, Wild Drummer. I appreciate that. And Dave. Let's see. We'll go here, and we'll go. I think it's screen capture. Capture window, there we go. Wheel of names, that should be the one. Okay, can I move this a little bit? Ooh, not that far. Something like this. Okay. We're ready to spin the wheel, guys. We're spinning the wheel. All right. You restored, you carried Europe at the regionals. Yes. I mean, we didn't have a ton of European present though, but quick question. Thoughts on high cram count in Lost Box with Ludicolo for extra damage? Seems good in testing. That sounds kind of fun, actually. It's definitely like less consistent though when you add that extra thing, but it sounds fun. Hey, Mr. Roder, congrats on winning. And are you a Viking looting the money and Pokemon from the poor Americans? Maybe it's kind of like it, I guess. Wheel spinning is a Twitch classic. Yes. Let's go. Who's gonna win? You all ready, chat? Let's spin the wheel to end off today. If you are the lucky winner of the wheel spin, please just message TCG Park on Twitter or any of the social media, really, and reach out, say you're the winner, and we'll get back to you and make sure you can get your prizes. Remember, this is a giveaway only for EU, so tip to like all of EU here, but you need an EU address to actually get the prizes. So let us spin the wheel and see who is the lucky winner. Brrr. And it is Nathan. Congrats, Nathan, on your victory here. Feel free to message TCG Park with all your information and you will get your prizes. Congrats. Yo, thank you, Bob the Goldfish. How do you enter? You had to enter through like one of the social media channels on Twitter or Instagram or one of them. UK also counts though as EU. Counts as Euro. So Europe is fine. Stole our money. All right, congrats again, Nathan. That will be, yes, you can enroll also in the promotion. That will be everything from me today. Thank you everyone for coming in and hanging out. I appreciate you guys a ton. It was fun. I got to talk a little bit about the deck and everything. I will hopefully be back again tomorrow. And we will continue that. But until then, I definitely need some sleep. I'm fried. I'm toasted. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Have a great rest of your evening. Yeah, maybe I will find some dinner as well. You never know. Do you sign cards? I mean, of course. If you have anything you want me to sign, I'll sign it. No worries. Stay tuned for future giveaways on TCG Park. Yes. So stay tuned. Thank you, Acro. Thank you. I'll rest, guys. Again, thank you so much everyone for hanging out. I'll go offline and I will see you all later tomorrow. Good night, guys. Bye. Take care.